Hi, it's me, Rachel Lynn, and today's Money Monday is my no spend week. Or was it? So Money Monday is the day of the week where I talk about everything that I spent that does not include my regular bills or anything that comes out automatically of my bank account. If you want to know all that, you'll have to check out my budget recaps and updates and to find out everything that comes out. But for the purpose of Money Monday, I include cash, gift cards, and then anything extra that I spend on my card. This last week, I challenged myself to a no spend week. I did some preparations for it the previous week by purchasing a few extra things that I might run out of soon, such as my shampoo and conditioner. And oddly enough, I didn't need to touch any of those things this week, so I didn't really have to worry about that. I set some rules for myself for my no spend week, what is and is not included in the no spend challenge, and then you'll have to stay tuned to see how I did. So first of all, my no spend rules. I can spend money in certain areas. So buying gas for my car does not count in the no spend. It's basically what I spend on gas is what I spend on gas. I don't really go a whole lot of extra places, and when I do go extra places, they're places that I need to go. Also, before the no spend started, I decided that any kind of car repairs or an oil change or anything that falls under my car does not count towards the no spend. That's just because whatever I have to do to get my car to run and to get me to work and back and anywhere else that I need to go and have to go, that's just what I have to spend. And so there's just no way around those things. Also, something that is included that does not count towards the no spend is anything medical that I need. I was just recently sick, so if I needed any extra medicine for that, then that would not count. I have a couple of doctor's appointments. Then of course my regular bills such as my phone bill, my HP Instant Ink, anything like that is also not counted towards the no spend. Even Netflix would have still counted as a regular bill, but I will proudly tell you that I have canceled Netflix. So that would have been counted towards, it doesn't count towards the no spend, but I don't really have to worry about that one. But any other bills, they don't count towards the no spend. Also, anything else that I have already promised to spend money on will not count towards the no spend. So I signed up to purchase a yearbook for my school for this year, and we have not been asked to pay for that yet. So if they came up to me during my no spend week and said, hey, you owe us the money for the yearbook now, then I'll have to pay that because I've already promised to pay that money. I also have to get my racing license in order to work one of my side hustles at Keeneland and Churchill Downs racetracks, and that is another $50 that I'm gonna have to spend, because if I don't spend it, then I will not work in my side hustle jobs. Using money from my sinking funds only counts if it's something that I don't really need. I have to take Lucy to the vet. She actually has an appointment. That does not count towards my no spend, and it comes out of my miscellaneous sinking fund. So that's one thing that wouldn't count. But if I went shopping and I bought a shirt and it came out of my clothes sinking fund, that would count as spending, and so that would not fly for my no spend. I will also say that when I take Lucy to the vet, I also take her to Petco or somewhere like that where I can take her into the store. So I will be smart about what I do with that, but I'm not going to count that as part of my no spend because it's something that I have been planning to do for a while. Originally, I had put in my notes that using cash or gift cards is prohibited. I'm not allowed to use that. If I used cash or gift cards, it would be considered breaking the no spend. However, this last week, trying the no spend for the first time, my mom was in the hospital, and it was very, very difficult to not eat out at certain times. I have decided that using cash will still break the no spend, but it is okay to use my gift cards for restaurants if I need them because my mom is in the hospital. Now, hopefully she'll come out within the next couple days of this upcoming week, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that that's gonna happen. And I've had permission from a lot of you as well that using cash and gift cards is okay, but for me the no spend is more about stretching that spending muscle and not spending, and using cash and gift cards I feel is like a way out, and so I didn't want to use those. But I kind of feel like I have to concede as far as using gift cards in order to eat out because of my mom being in the hospital. So I have to give myself a little bit of leeway there. And so if my mom's not in the hospital, then I can't use the gift cards. If someone offers to pay for me for something, I can accept, and that does not, you know, count against me because I'm not the one spending, but I cannot ask somebody to pay for something for me. I don't think that I would do that anyway, but but I just kind of want that clear rule. Like, I can't tell them, oh, I'm in the middle of a no spend, so maybe you can pay for me. Like, no. I just be like, no, I'm just trying to save my money. And if they say, well, I'll pay for you, then I can accept that, but I can't ask them to pay for me. Another rule that I have is that if something catastrophic happens, like fire, flood, my laptop goes out, my car goes out, any kind of emergency like that, I am free to use whatever money I need to use in order to fix or solve the problem. But of course, that's what the emergency fund is for, that's what my sinking funds are for, and so I can use those things. For my no spend, it is a minimum of 1 week, but I would like to challenge myself to go as long as I possibly can. But if I do spend money and break my no spend, then I need to be okay that I can continue. I can try again. Because without that rule, I feel like I would be like, well, I failed, and then like not try again. And so I need that rule in there so that my mind can reset over things and be okay. And then of course I will continue to check in with Money Mondays and let you know how my spending was, or maybe it would be like lack of Money Mondays because I'm not spending money. At least I hope I'm not. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of these rules. Are there any rules that I should add? Are there rules that you think are too hard or difficult to follow and maybe I should tweak them a little bit? So leave me a comment and let me know what you think about these rules. So now let me tell you how I did with my first attempt at a no spend week. I think that it was a pretty good week, but I did spend money and I did break the no spend. Now, of course, my week goes from Saturday to Friday, so I actually made it all the way from Saturday to Wednesday without spending any money. And what happened on Wednesday is I went out with my book club and we met at a restaurant, and it was like at dinner time. I had also stayed at school that whole time before we went out, and so I hadn't really had anything to eat, and it was dinner time, and I knew that I would be going home, and there wasn't a whole lot of food at home because my mom was still in the hospital and I didn't even get to see my mom that day. I decided that I was going to eat out because I was hungry. So I actually ended up getting a half of a salad, which was still a pretty decent sized salad. And with the tip, I only spent $8, but I still spent money. That same day, I also had to get gas, which was $23.92, but of course the gas does not count towards my no spend, but the eating out at the restaurant does. Then of course, because I had already spent money, it kind of gave me permission to spend some of the money that I was trying to hold out for, and I was actually kind of grateful to have broken the no spend because I signed up for a 5K. And if I signed up after the 13th, the price would have gone up $5. So I actually saved $5 by breaking my no spend. And I signed up for a 5K. It's called a Flamingo 5K. And if you don't know, my classroom theme is flamingos. So I am really excited about that. This is my April 5K. It cost me $34.80. And then of course, like I said, I saved $5 by not waiting until after my no spend week. Then on Thursday the 14th, I spent nothing. And then on Friday the 15th, I spent some more money that I was actually waiting until after my no spend happened, but because I'd already spent and broke my no spend, I decided to go ahead and spend it in this week so that I could try again for another no spend week going into the next week. So I purchased Scholastic books for $53. Then I went to Target and I spent $27.37, and most of it was at the Target dollar spot, but I didn't even get what I went for. I actually went for Easter spring themed mini erasers, and they didn't even have them, but I did get a whole bunch of other stuff at Target. Then another thing that I was waiting to spend money on is I had gotten an email from TubeBuddy, which is like a program that kind of helps as far as with doing YouTube videos. So in the email, it was a special lifetime membership for $39 instead of paying $9 a month. So I decided to go ahead and get that because it's basically like paying for 4 months, but then getting it forever. So if I just try it out for 4 months and decide I don't like it, then it's like I felt like it was a really good deal to just to try it out, but then still get to keep it forever. So I went on ahead and I got that deal. I also spent $38.20 on a car repair, which does not break the no spend, but my car was not working right. The check engine light came on as I was leaving school on Thursday, and I took it right to the mechanic, and it was done the next day. It was just a loose connection of some kind, and then they put some extra oil in there for me, which I knew that it needed an oil change soon, but I was kind of waiting towards the end of March before I started driving a lot going to Lexington to work at Keeneland. So I was trying to hold out for the oil change, even though it's still, the mileage is still not on there that it needs to be changed. I was going to go ahead and do it just a little bit early, which is why I was waiting. So I'm not really sure why it needed oil, but my car is very particular about oil, and it does have to be changed every 3,000 miles or else it starts acting up. And so I don't know if the wrong mileage got put on my car or what happened, but it was a very easy fix, and it just cost a little bit of money. So my no spend did not quite work out the way that I wanted it to this last week, but that's okay. That's why one of my rules is just try again. So I feel like 5 days of no spend though is still pretty impressive. And I actually saw on Instagram someone posted, I think it was That Debt-Free Life, they posted about how they like to have 15 days of no spend a month rather than just doing a no spend all the time. And I thought that this was a really great idea, because that will really stretch my not spending muscle as well, but still allow me to spend on the things that I really want to spend on. Because even if I just wait a couple of days for the things that I really want to buy, I think that that is still stretching that muscle and building up that no spend muscle. So I'm not going to get into how many days I'm going to shoot for right now. That is a goal that I will set going into April. So for this next week, I'm trying again for the no spend. We'll see how it goes. There are some things I know that I'm going to spend money on, but it falls under the rules as it doesn't break the no spend. So that's okay. So don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about my no spend rules and anything that you think that I should adjust. Also, don't forget to like this video for 5 days of no spend, and don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. I make videos about getting out of my student loan debt and losing some weight along the way. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.